You know, sometimes the biggest lessons about life, about what it really means to achieve something, they aren't found in some epic adventure story. Nope, they're actually hidden in plain sight, like in a clever trick in the kitchen or even a simple kid's story. Today, we're going to dive into two of these stories and see what they tell us about what a quest really is.
So, here's the big question. What on earth could a super fast recipe for fried rice have in common with a classic fable about a little bunny? I know it sounds like a weird setup for a joke, right? A chef and a bunny. But as you're about to see, their journeys are actually, surprisingly, almost the same. Let's figure out how.
Think about it. Every single quest, whether it's for a pot of gold or just a better lunch, it all starts from the exact same place, a simple but really powerful desire. It's that craving for something more, something a little bit better, maybe even something delicious.
Okay, so let's meet our two heroes for today. In one corner, we've got Chef Ijaz Ansari, a guy on a mission to perfect a dish in his kitchen. And in the other corner, we have a small bunny from a fable who's about to set off on what turns out to be the adventure of a lifetime.
So, on the surface, their goals look totally different, right? I mean, one guy wants better fried rice, the other wants a super tasty mango. But if you look closer, they're basically the same. The chef wants to create the perfect meal. The bunny wants to taste the perfect fruit. Both of them are driven by this desire for a really specific, tangible prize.
All right, let's start with our chef. His journey isn't about following some ancient, dusty recipe that's been passed down for generations. No, his journey is all about looking at a really common problem and just thinking, there has to be a better way to do this. This is the path of innovation.
Okay, and anyone who's ever tried to make fried rice from scratch knows this pain. You're supposed to use day-old, cold rice. If you use fresh rice, you risk boiling it into this sticky, clumpy mess. It takes forever, you have to plan ahead, but our chef, he doesn't see this as a rule. He sees it as a challenge.
And his solution is, well, it's just pure, simple genius. Instead of boiling the rice in the water, he steams it over the water in a sieve. And the result? He uses this fantastic Hindi word, khile, which means every single grain is perfectly bloomed, fluffy, and separate. It's a total game changer. It's faster, it's way more effective, and you get a much better result.
And this right here, this gets to the real heart of his quest. The chef himself says it's not just about the rice. It's about trying something new, something different. He says that doing these kinds of things actually makes you more creative. The process of innovating, well, that's its own reward.
Now let's switch gears and turn to our second hero, the little bunny. His path is different. He's not trying to defy a recipe. He's defying common sense. He's defying fear. He's defying the totally reasonable advice of his friends. His path is the path of courage.
So his friends, a turtle and an elephant, they're being practical, right? They tell him, hey, the journey to that mango tree is dangerous, especially with night coming on. They even use a classic saying, "Jaan hai to jahan hai," which basically means, if you have your life, you have the world. Don't risk it all for a mango. Just wait till morning. It's totally sensible advice.
But that craving for the mango, that desire is just too strong for the bunny. So he says no to their advice and sets off by himself as the sun goes down. And you can almost feel his little heart pounding, right? The story says the night is terrifying, full of scary sounds, but he just keeps going, and by dawn, he's not just out of the woods, he's on the other side of his own fear.
And here's the crucial moment, the big realization for him. He admits it. I feel scared. He's not pretending to be fearless, but he understands that the prize, the victory he wants, is waiting for him on the other side of that fear. He has to walk through it, not around it. So guess what? Both our heroes get what they wanted. The chef has his perfect fried rice, and the bunny gets his incredibly delicious mango. But was that the real prize? This is where their two very different stories come together in a really powerful way.
Look at this. The tangible reward, the meal, the fruit, that's what got them started. But the real reward, the thing that truly mattered, was something they found inside themselves. For the chef, it was that spark of creativity, that awesome feeling of solving a problem in a new way. And for the bunny, it was discovering his own courage, a strength he probably never even knew he had.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here, isn't it? The quest wasn't really about the rice or the mango. It was about the choice each of them made. The chef chose to innovate when he could have just followed the rules. The bunny chose to be brave when he could have played it safe. The journey itself, that whole process, that's where the real magic, the real transformation happened.
So it really makes you think, right? We all have our own versions of a scary forest we need to cross, or a recipe in our lives that could probably be a little bit better. The prize might seem small, but the discovery you make along the way could be huge. So what's one small risk, one little innovation you could try today? What will you discover about yourself in the process?